All right. Hey, slacker, you're late.
That's the speech. Give it up for Jamie.
Okay, so Sean's been talking to us about confidence, right? I'm going to share a story with you about where I lost my confidence. I was 14 years old. I had just tucked myself into bed, pulled my nice, warm, comfy blanket over me, and I hear a knock at the door. It's two of my brother's friends walking in my room. Hey guys, what's up? I hear nothing. As one walks to one side of my bed and the other crawls in my bed, I slowly realize what was about to happen. They start tearing my clothes off. Why? Why are you doing this to me? I don't deserve this, please. They continue. One is trying to force himself in my mouth. Please stop. Please. Now, some of you might wonder why I didn't cry out for help to my parents. Their room was right down the street, down the hall. Now, by a show of hands, how many of you have kids? Want kids? I'm going to share why. At this point in my life, I had already lost my virginity. And I was scared that if I cried out for help and my parents heard, they would find out that I'd lost my virginity and be ashamed of me. I was afraid to cry out because I thought my parents would be ashamed of me. So I did the best that I could to fight them off as quietly as possible. I remember closing my legs, squeezing them together, hoping that they wouldn't be able to penetrate between them. And when I couldn't hold any longer and my muscles gave out, I gave up. I gave up on me. I gave up on my self-worth. I gave up on my dignity. And then I thought, no, these are my brother's friends. Why would they hurt me? Why would they do this to me? I have to cry out one more time. And I looked at one of them and said, please, stop. It must have triggered something inside of him because he looked at his friend and said, hey, I think we're done here. We should leave. And his friend looked at him and said, we're not done here. She deserves this. She's a whore. Well, the one left. The other stayed and he finished. And when he finished and he was getting dressed, he spit on me. He laughed at me and said, don't forget, you deserve this. As I laid in my bed that was once safe to me, smelling of semen, smelling of spit, I let that moment define me. I was trash. For the next decade or so, I did everything I could to make that belief true. I was smoking weed every day. I drank every weekend, every opportunity that I could. I began using ecstasy. Why? I'm trash. I found myself in a very physically and emotionally abusive relationship, who then also raped me several more times throughout the relationship. Why? I'm trash. I was pregnant at 16, and when I graduated high school, I found myself very heavily addicted to cocaine. I'm trash. I was a stripper, and when cocaine wasn't good enough, I found the dirtiest drug that I could, meth. Why? Because I'm trash. I went as far as selling my body, and I was an escort. It wasn't until 2007 that I met a man by the name of Dr. Sean Stevenson. He was a friend of my brother's, and they invited me to dinner. And I remember sitting at that dinner, seeing this 3 feet tall man in a wheelchair, happy, dancing. He's dancing around, spinning around in his wheelchair, happy as can be, and it hit me. I want what he has. I don't want to feel like trash anymore. I don't like this. So I went home that night, and it was the first time that I'd slept through the night in probably 10 years. And the next morning I woke up and I felt compelled to reach out to him. So I reached out to him on this old school social media platform called MySpace. And I wrote to him asking him for his help, telling him about all this trash that I was carrying. And he asked me to fly out to Chicago to do a breakthrough session with him. And he also asked me to get sober, which was unheard of for me because at this time, I needed my drugs. I needed my alcohol because it made me safe in my trash. So the Tuesday before I flew out, I woke up and I thought to myself, if this is what I truly want, and I really want to be happy and confident again, I need to get sober. So I stopped using the Tuesday before I flew out. Fly out to Chicago, and I'm sitting in this office, and we're digging out all this trash in this therapy session. I mean, he's just beating me down, pulling it out, and I released it. And I filled my heart with empowerment and fulfillment and gratitude. I redefined my moment. That day in that office, I forgave those two boys that hurt me. They don't know what they did to me. They don't know the impact they had on my life. And you know what? Maybe they were broken themselves. I don't know. But what I do know is that I forgave them. Not only did I forgive them, I forgave each and every person that hurt me. More importantly, I forgave me. I redefined my moment that day in that office. I'm no longer trash. I stand in front of you here today, a confident, happy woman. I'm proud to say that March 6th this year, I will be 10 years sober. Go ahead. My daughter, who will be 17 in April, loves me, adores me, and looks up to the woman that I am today. I'm very happily married to a man that accepts everything about me. I own a successful MMA business in San Diego, and I stand in front of you today proud. Not proud of being raped. I don't condone that or wish that upon anybody. But I'm proud that I redefined my moment. So I ask you, what is a moment in your life that you allowed to define you? I'd like you to take a moment and close your eyes, please. Think of a moment in your life that you felt defined you. It doesn't have to be abuse. It could be a call from a doctor with some bad news that you weren't expecting. Maybe a spouse with some news that they wanted a divorce. Maybe you had the world in your hands and you lost it all and had to file bankruptcy. What was your defining moment? Whenever you're ready, I'd like you to open your eyes. Ladies and gentlemen, I challenge you today to take charge of your life. Decide whether it's a blessing or a burden. Because remember, it is never too late to redefine moments in our past. Thank you very much.